Hi there, it's Mary from stampingmary.stampinup.net. Thanks so much for joining me again today. Today's 4 of 5 days of North Pole delivery videos. This one is a cute little purse. I think this might be my favourite design in all of the 5 days. I'm going to credit Julie from the Paper Pixie. This is actually her design, and I've just made a couple of changes to fit the suite, but isn't it just the cutest little thing? I think it's so cute. Just opens up with a Velcro dot, just like that, and then you can pop your little treats inside. Really, really, really easy to make, and doesn't use too much paper. Now again, we're using paper from the North Pole delivery suite. We're using this gorgeous North Pole delivery paper. It does have 2 sheets in here which all have pre-cut designs, which are fabulous for scrapbooking, card making, 3D designs, anything you like. Let's go ahead and get this cute little purse made, courtesy of the Paper Pixie. So I'm starting with the base and then this little piece here. So we've got Real Red and a piece of the Garden Green Designer Series paper. So this, the base of this box is only what is it? It is 2 1/4 by 3, and then the Designer Series paper is 3 by 6. So you can get a lot from a whole sheet of paper, cardstock and Designer Series paper. Let's go ahead and score that Designer Series paper. The cardstock. So this, as I said, is 2 1/4 by 3, and we're going to score it at 5/8 of an inch on each side. I'll put a link to all the products I've used in the description bar below. So there's that one done. That's all the scoring. Pop the scoring tool out of the way and just grab your bone folder and fold and burnish on all of those score lines. Yeah. Right. It doesn't look like a very big box, but once you actually get that open, there's actually quite a bit of room in there. So, you know, it's going to make a bit. So grab your snips and just cut up. Don't cut away, just cut up the middle of each of those score lines on each corner. Oops. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go in with some glue, and I'm just going to put a little bit of Tombow on each of those corners. Doesn't take much, and you're not actually going to see this box anyway. You'll just see the base of it, so don't get too worried. I'm going to grab a couple of my little clothes pegs. Let me close it up. So all you're going to do is bring up, bring up each of those little corners to match. Put my little peg in there while it's drying, that side, and then that one. And just set that aside. Whoops. Let's make sure I've got that straight. Yep. Okay. Pop that to one side while we're doing the rest of it. So this is the Designer Series paper. So grab your bone folder and just curl it a little bit, just to make it a little bit easier to go around the box. For this tab right here, the closing tab, we're going to be using our modern oval punch with a piece of Real Red. Punch that out. And then I'm going to use my scoring tool again. Just going to score it at, you don't have to do this. I'm just going to go into 1 1/8. You can just fold it in half. I just think it gives it a slightly better finish. Now it's not the, 1 1/8 was that one. Alright, I'm going to do a little bit of stamping with that garden green and that sentiment. And I don't use a lot of garden green, but I wanted to use this one. So I have already gone ahead and cut a piece of Very Vanilla. Step it off. Very Vanilla, using my stitched shaped circles dies, which I think I may have used in every single video in these 5 days. If you don't have the stitch shape, the stylish shapes I should say, circles, then they are very, very good to have. And I already went ahead and stamped on Very Vanilla in Real Red these little paws. Those ones right there. They have a die that cuts them out. I just think they are so cute. So I'm just going to pop them on with a little bit of Tombow. Grab the putty end of my Take Your Pick tool and just pop that on there. Yeah, put that away. Alright, now to adhere this paper around the box, you're going to need some, I'm going to use tear and tape, but you could use your Stampin' Seal or your Tombow if you prefer. I'm just making sure I've got it going the right way. Well, this paper doesn't really matter because it's either way. So that's going to be the bottom. So I'm going to apply my tear and tape down here at the bottom. And then along one edge here. Okay. Take that off, take them both off. Actually, before you take them all off, just make sure this is ready. Pretty sure it will be. Yeah, that's good. Right, so take that tear and tape off. Alright, this is the only fiddly bit about making this little treat box, but it's not hard. So I start at the base. Stand up to do this, it might be a bit easier. And I'm just going to go in the middle, so I'm just eyeballing the middle, keeping that nice and flat to the bottom, and I'm just going to start wrapping it round. And with each little side corner I come to, I'm just going to, press firmly. Press that one in nice and firmly. And then just keep working your way around, giving it a press each time you go around. And then until you get to the edge. And then wrap that one over. So my tape on that is under there, so I'm just going to bring that in here like that. Oops, I should have folded that paper a little bit more so it would have been easier. Okay, and then just seal that down there. I haven't got it absolutely perfect. You can see some of the base of the box there. This one is much better, but it doesn't actually matter. So just try and line it up right at the very bottom, not so it's coming over, but just so it's right flush at the bottom there. All right, I'm going to grab the little flap here and pop some Tombow in. Oops, I can see that has come apart there. If you live in a really hot climate, your tear and tape might not hold. You might have to use your glue, your Tombow. But So you can see the, whoops, the edges. I'm just made it so it's, you can see the little box in the bottom there. All right, grab a couple of pen, and this is going to go on the outside right here. And you just eyeball for the middle, okay? That's all you're doing. So all I did was put glue on this piece, which is the outside of the purse, and I'm just gonna do this to hold that down there for a second. All right, while we're waiting for that to dry, let's go ahead and put some dimensionals on the back of the sentiment. As I said, I stamped Garden Green onto Very Vanilla. This paper's got vanilla, Very Vanilla in it, and I don't use Very Vanilla very often, so it's nice to be able to use it. And then onto the front there, quite close to the bottom. All right, just giving that little flap a few more minutes. I'm going to bring in my little Velcro dots. You could use a magnet to close this. Oops. So let's grab one there, and I'm just going to put it just a little bit underneath, just there. Put one sticky piece in, and then if I put the opposite half of the Velcro dot on top of that with the sticky, she holds her finger and hopes this works. Crosses her fingers and hopes it works. First pop. So I've got the two of those Velcro dots stuck together. Okay, so I just pulled that tab out, just squeezing the bag slightly together and then holding it, and then just pressing in, squeezing it in, so hopefully that Velcro dot, the sticky on that Velcro dot, will have adhered to my red tab there, and it has. So there you go. Perfect. If you have something inside here, it'll make it so much easier for you to secure it in like that. And if you are making lots of them, you put your little treat in now. So the seam is at the back as well. I think that's a cute little treat. So we've got a little dot here. I'm using one of the deer dots that come in this Holly Jolly delivery suite. I'm just going to pop one right here. So it looks like it's a little closing button for the purse. And to finish it off, let's use some baker's twine. This is the real red and white baker's twine. Just a little bit here. I really cannot see why I can't make that bow. Here we go. Just a glue dot to secure that bow. How's that looking? Okay. And there you have it, a cute little purse. As I said, I cased it from the Paper Pixie. I love this little purse. I think it's so cute. Trim that off. And it uses minimal amount of cardstock and designer series paper. I have put a link in the description bar below for all the products I've used today. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me, stampingmary@gmail.com. If you click on any of the links that I have put in the description bar below, you will be taken directly to my Stampin' Up store. Thank you so much and have a really good day. Bye now.